out, because he started out on the concierge team, and he just knows everything in and out. So if there's something you want to know about the Zoho One bundle, he's the person you have to go to. And other than work, I mean, I talked about why he started, but right now he heads the entire business solutions team for the MEA region. So he's the right person to go to if you need to customize your solution, customize Zoho One for your business and all of that. Other than work, if there's something interesting that I have to tell you about Prem, then I think you should join him for lunch after the session, and you will notice how his desserts plate is bigger than his main dish. And if you want some favor from him, be sure to get him something sweet. So over to Premanand now.
Wonderful. Let's go maybe double it. 5 products to use or to run your business. It might be Zoho, might not be Zoho, anything. 5 products or 5 applications. Done. In 2 hands. Okay, let's double it. 10 products, 10 applications. Nice. Okay, let's see who the champions are. 15 products. Wow. Okay, let's see who Superman is. 25 plus products. Wow. Vaishnavi, I think we have to conduct a separate Zoholics for him. All right, so let's start. Let's say we dive deep into the business, right? Who is the most and utmost priority for us? I think everyone will agree to this. Customers. We always want to do one extra mile. We want to do something more to our customers, because end of the day, customers are the one who gives business to us. And second thing, the second important category is employees. The more you do to your employees, the more they serve the customers, the better. Third is the entire org. I think most of we have business owners here, and they would agree the employees and customers make the organization the better. So 3 things which we want to show here. And let me start with a quick example of customers. So I think everyone knows Amazon over here, right? Most of us order from Amazon. You go to Amazon, do a quick order, and it just delivers to your home or to your office. So if you think about it, or if you can just go one step further, who do you call Amazon as? Do you call Amazon as a software company, or do you call Amazon as an e-commerce company, or transportation company, shipping company, packaging company? They do almost everything. But what is the core agenda which you want to do is delivery of the product, right? Which you placed an order and it got delivered. But they went one extra mile, if you think about it. Maybe a slight email which you wouldn't have noticed, that they sent an email and they'll ask you how the delivery was, how the package was, or how the entire experience was. So they did their job first. They got the product which you delivered, and then they sent an email to you to ask for more. And that is when they have to delight your customers. So you have to do something more. You have to go one step beyond to delight the customers. Second is the employees. How much ever you compensate to your employees? Let's say you are the best paycheck, you give the best paycheck in town, and you give car, you reimburse the fuel and everything, whatever you do, but you have to give a peace of mind to the employees. I think everyone will agree to this. So you have to make sure that you give the right tools to use. Let's say I come to the office, I open 4 different laptops, 4 different machines, and I do this and do that, and mostly I don't think I'll be using my productive time into what I was supposed to do. Rather, you give your right tools to your employees to use, then they get to it. That is almost the entire organization. So combining the employees, combining the customers, they have to make a better business decisions. So if you are a business owner, so you have to make sure that your customers are served better, your employees are treated better, they give the right tools to use. So the entire thing makes the organization to give the right decisions. So this one platform, which is Zoho One, so everything is interconnected. So we want to make sure that you get this right, starting from sales and marketing, finance, HR, IT, custom applications, finance, and everything. So you have everything in one bucket, which is Zoho One. So let's dive deep into it. But before we go to this, if it's Zoho One, we always make sure that this Zoho One is not only the business applications, but also we have some services to attach to it. So I'll just explain to that when we go. The moment you start your business, this is the first thing. I think you get the office, you register and everything. What is the first thing which you do? So get your domain. You get the domain, you build your brand presence, wherein you want to make sure that your customers are knowing what you're doing. Then why do you do it? Because you want to drive the traffic. And why do you want to drive the traffic? Is to generate the leads, right? You go to your website, then people has to come to your website to understand what you want. I think most of the companies, at least in this part of the world, miss that. They don't exactly, uh, I would say, replicate or announce to the public that what did they do in the website. Maybe I talk to you, I get to know more about you, but actually I have to go to the website to know more about you, right? And once I generate the leads, you push it to your sales team, and they follow up and close it. And do you think that is all? You have to have the customer support, right? You follow up and close the deal. But what if you lose the deal after a few days? Then you have to have right customer support to help you with it. So if you see Zoho sites, this is one site builder tool which will help you. I think even in the break, one gentleman asked me like, I want to use Zoho sites and what are the next steps? So Zoho sites will help you build the entire website A to Z. We have multiple templates. I think less than 30 minutes, you can run the entire, or you can build the entire website in Zoho sites. Then these 3 products, which is PageSense, which is the website optimization platform. So let's say you have a website. It need not be that it has to be in Zoho sites. Let's say you do it in WordPress, or you hard coded it in the website. And you can use PageSense, wherein it can entirely help you. Let's say your colleague will come and tell you, I want to use yellow color in my website. But you would strongly feel, no, I want to use black. Then what do you do with? I think you have to try and test it, right? So you can do the A and B testing in PageSense, and you can publish that to the website. And then we have Zoho Socials, social media platform, wherein you can entirely manage your social media. So let's say you have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. You have multiple tools to use it. So rather than logging into each and every tool to use multiple platforms, you have Zoho Socials. So you can, in one time, you can log in entirely, and then you can publish it. Let's say you want to post a video which you took over here in Instagram and Facebook, but you find out that the video which you posted in Facebook at 6 a.m. is better than posting Instagram at 12 p.m. Would you be able to know that? I think without the report, you cannot justify. Or let's say you talk to multiple business owners. His video at 12 p.m. would have got more likes than your video at 12 p.m. So you have to judge your audience. You have to understand who your audience are. So Zoho Socials will help you in doing that. And then Zoho Campaigns, which is the email and SMS builder platform or campaigning platform, wherein you can just bulk send your emails and SMS. I can get the reports out of it. Generate the leads. So let's say you do all the marketing and then you do exactly whatever you want. How do you generate the leads? So we have Sales IQ. It's a chatbot platform. People can come to your website. They can talk to you. They can exactly resonate what your salespeople is doing. And Zoho Forms, you can collect the leads using Zoho Forms that can integrate to CRM, and they can do a lot more magic to you. So you do all these things. What is the next step? So you have to empower your salespeople with the right tools. Let's say your marketing team is beautiful, they are extremely powerful, but what is the next step? Your sales team has to be powerful. That is when we have CRM and Begin. It's a it's a CRM, like customer relationship management platform, wherein it can entirely do the sales cycle. Salesforce management with the leads and contacts and accounts and deals or opportunities, whatever you want to do in CRM. Likewise, Pipe Begin, which is a pipeline CRM management for small businesses, same thing which can do in CRM. And then customer support with Zoho Desk, which is a help desk ticketing platform. Let's say you sold everything, but how do you serve the customers is the biggest question, right? So I call you, and let's say I'm a notorious customer when I want to call every Tuesday morning and I want to yell at you. Then how do you track me? How do you know that okay, Prem calls at every Tuesday morning and I complain something about the software or I complain something about the service which you provide? So only if you have the reports, only if you have all these patterns matched together, you can come up to a better business decisions. And that is why we have Zoho Desk. You did all this, and how do you get the money? So probably you have to send it to your finance team, and they have to approve the code, they have to send the invoice, you have to pay for the bills, and then you have to track the time of the projects which you do, and then you have to process the payments, match the payments at the back. All these things can be entirely done, or it can be entirely pushed by Zoho Books, wherein it is an accounting or bookkeeping platform. I think most of us, or most of you use Zoho Books here. And also we have now come up to a solution wherein the VAT can be entirely handled in Zoho Books in Egypt. So if you want to talk more, if you want to discuss more about that, we can take it offline. And bills for expenses, I think Ali showed up a few features of Zoho Expense today morning. We have Zoho Expense tool, actually one of my favorite tool, because when we travel, right, we tend to use a lot of receipts, wherein human beings, we tend to forget receipts, we don't publish it or we don't put it. Where in Zoho Expense, we can just scan the receipt, it automatically goes to your approval manager, he approves it, poof, the reimbursement comes to your account. And then to track the time, we have Zoho Projects, wherein it is an entire project management platform. You can track the time, or you can put the project management, you can add the task, add the users, you can entirely do your project management. It can be a construction, real estate, even IT project services, whatever industry you are into, Zoho Projects would be useful to you. Finally, shipping, if you are into a trading industry or shipping or let's say inventory management industry, then Zoho Inventory will help you with it. You can do the entire shipping, update in the backend. Let's say you have multiple warehouses to track, then Zoho Inventory is to your savior. Okay, now the entire front end is done. So you gave all the tools to your teams to come to entirely satisfy the customer. But what if there is a HR platform, right? You have HR team. Even though you give everything to your front end team, sales and marketing team to use it, HR has to have the right platform to use it. And that is when, let's say, you post an opening in Recruit, then you publish it to a website, or you publish to any platform like Indeed or Naukri. Then you can push it over there. You can parse the resume, which is one of my favorite feature in resume, or sorry, in Recruit, wherein you can parse the resume, and then let's say you get hundreds of resumes, but you don't know exactly what are the keywords to match it, because you might be posted a job, you might post a job opening for software engineer, but let's say people from finance will apply. Yeah. So in order for your employee to sit and completely take the resume and do it, we have the resume parser. It exactly parses the resumes, and it gives you what to look at. Schedule the interview, send the offer letter. Okay, this is done. Once you send the offer letter, people has to join your office. What do? So you cannot convert that to an employee in other software. But with Zoho Recruit and Zoho People, on a button click, you can convert that to an employee, and it automatically acts as an employee to Zoho People. And then you can onboard them, you can assign the device, you can give them the laptop, phones, and everything, assign the device, and then add them to Zoho One, assign to group, finally, email address. So I think most of us will plan to get an email address for an employee before they join. Yeah. So we make sure that we plan for 5 to 10 email address ahead. Let's say you start an office or you plan for 1 year ahead, you have to have an email address. So with this feature, you don't want to think, or you want to think multiple times on when to do it. You already have Zoho Mail in Zoho One, so you can directly add them to the user in Zoho Mail. Finally, make better business decisions. So let's say you gave your front office and you gave your back office, everyone the right tools, but you as an employer, you as a C-level decision maker, or you are a manager, then you want to have a bird's eye view of whatever is happening in your organization. Likewise, so if you there are other touch points which would not be your customer facing or backend, like creating a contract or talking to your legal team in creating a policy. Yeah, all these things you would never you would never know which software to use, or in your mind you would never think, okay, I want a software to use all these things. But in Zoho One, it is covered as well. So we have multiple products like Writer, contracts, and everything, which will help you with Zoho One. So I want to summarize this with the applications which we have. As I mentioned, Zoho One is not only about providing the business apps to you, it is also about the services. Do you have in this crowd any idea of about the services what we are going to cover? Because I think almost everyone knows what Zoho is. We provide sales, marketing, HR, finance. But have you ever thought about the services what we are doing with respect to software? Anyone? All right, let me put this question in a different way. How many of you use Google Maps here to commute to the office or to commute anywhere? Almost everyone, yeah? Wonderful. So have you ever thought, if you install Google Maps, let's say you are going you came here today morning, yeah, you put Google Maps, you came here, and let's say you missed a signal and you turned right instead of turning left. Have you ever thought, if your location is not captured, can that map reroute to you to wherever you are? Yeah, I think it's the biggest pain point. It's the biggest problem, wherein Google addressed in such a way that it captures your location services. So only with the application, none of the applications will survive. So it has to use multiple services behind that to capture everything. Likewise, it's a B2C product. Now think about B2B, wherein you're using CRM, you're using HR. So what if you have services behind that? Have you ever thought about it? Let's say you use any campaign management tool. Yeah, you just send emails. Have you ever thought, what if I send an email and what if there is a pattern behind it? Have you ever thought about it as a business owner or a decision maker? Yeah. So the first service which we did is AI. I think Haider touched upon this. So AI is implemented across Zoho, even in the 25 years video. If you have seen, that is a biggest R&D which Zoho did. So it's entirely built in-house, more than 10 years of work of AI R&D. This is a few of the AI works at Zoho, which you would never notice while using the application. So a simple, like handwriting recognition, or let's say a sentiment analysis. You send someone an email, or someone sends you an email saying that, okay, I'm not happy. That is a sentiment wherein they express their feelings that they are not happy with the service which you provide. So likewise, we capture all these things, small notations. So we make sure that your customers are happy with you. So this is the deep R&D work which we do. So if you want to talk more about this, we can take it offline. Or we also have Vijay over here, who builds AI like Zia platform, and he's over here. One of the example is Zia, wherein we have named her Zia, our AI platform. Let's say this is a simple example. You have your business use case, right? Someone sends an email to your HR that I want a job. The same person, you might have dealt with procuring something. So that is your finance. And the same person is your customer as well. Have you ever thought about one person interacting with multiple people in your organization? I think that is a common scenario. Only if you walk to your desk, walk to your colleague's desk and ask, okay, if this is the person, if this person is same like that person. I think unlike or unless you do that, you would never find. Think about one common search which will entirely fetch the data from all your applications, your people management, your HR, or your finance, your CRM, your whatnot. Yeah, this is one common platform which entirely fetch the data from all the platforms. Likewise, chatbot. So as I mentioned, we have Sales IQ, and you can put this chatbot in any of the websites. Not only in the websites, let's say you have a mobile app, and that mobile app has to capture something, then you can put this chatbot. It's not necessary that human have to reply. You want to hire a person to reply. Yeah, chatbot can do this job. This is an important question. I think I asked the same question to the people in Dubai. Have you ever thought about this maybe 10 years ago? How many people are visiting my website right now? Let me ask you here. You are sitting in an event now. Have you ever thought about people coming to your website looking at your website right now. Have you ever thought about it? Yes? No? Yes? Wonderful. This is actually, if you trace back 5 to 10 years ago, this is the most important question. Because as a business owner, you would walk into your receptionist and, or you walk into your front end people and you will ask, okay, how many people visited my office today? Because I gave 10 visiting cards or 10 business cards to hundreds of people in an event yesterday. This is the important question which we always forget to think about when we go outside, because that might be a biggest prospects or biggest potential customer of yours who might be visiting your website right now. We have this feature, so you can just talk to Zia and ask, okay, how many visitors do I have on my website right now, looking for what? That customer might be that person might be an existing customer, or that person might be someone who's looking for something, who wanted to get something from you. Yeah, it might be a competitor who is watching you. So this is most important feature which we tend to use, and we have this service already provided with us by Sales IQ, which you can use it. So if you can see here, it exactly says have 50 visitors on your pricing page, wherein 18 are your existing customers. So these are some of the small details which you can gather from your customers to improve your business notations. Your sales team. Yeah, so let's say they close 50 tickets per day or 50 sales per day. How many of you have asked this question to your sales team, or how many of you have asked this question to yourself? Okay, I have 50 prospects right now, but do I have something open which I have to talk to them? So these are small things. Again, you can ask to multiple departments, not only on your website. So to summarize, the AI. So AI is in our business, from the front office apps like marketing, CRM, support, to the back office apps like finance, productivity, and collaboration. So we have entirely put together our AI. Small comparison, just three-liner comparison between human and AI. Progressive decision, pattern recognition. Let's go to the same example, wherein you ask your receptionist or front office guys, how many people visited my office today? Rather, you understand the pattern. On Tuesday morning, I get 15 visitors to my website. Rather, like on Thursday, I only get 2 visitors. So with this pattern, what you can do is you can put more people on Tuesday and less people on Thursday. So this is the difference between a human and AI. So you can empower your office more. You can make sure that they work effectively, not that you have to check out the employee. And I think all of us will agree. The moment we talk about AI, the first question or the fear which we get is, am I going to lose my job? Am I going to be, or do people, I mean, are we going to consider to be useless? Yeah, that is the most important question which we get, wherein I don't think that is even possible without human, because human and AI does their job better. It's just not AI. You cannot just let AI to do everything. You have to have human to entirely do your business. Less busy work, make smart decisions, and also they can build a better relationship. Second service is telephony. I think most of us who I spoke to you today, you also use multiple telephony providers to run your business, wherein we thought about it. Not that multiple vendors, think about it. If you talk to a telephony vendor, let's say you talk to Ring Central or you talk to local providers, they always think, okay, I am this telephony provider, then I talk to these people. Yeah, but in Zoho, we make sure that all the other softwares talk to the telephony provider. It's not that one software. So we just built a phone bridge wherein all the softwares talk to phone bridge, and then that phone bridge will talk to a telephony provider. So this is how. So you can have multiple softwares talk to phone bridge, and that can talk to a telephony provider. So if you want to know the local telephony provider, we also integrate with 3CX, wherein it works good in Egypt. So we currently integrate with 50 other telephony providers. So to summarize this, we have an analytics wherein if you are a business owner, you want to walk into your office, open the laptop and see what's going on. Yeah, that's it what you want to do. You want to see how your sales is performing, how your marketing is performing. Unless and until you build or you put everything together in one platform, you would never know what's happening in your organization. That's why we have analytics, one single dashboard to entirely do your business. Or if you want to dig more, you can give access to your sales manager on what exactly happens in sales. So you can build your dashboard for sales. What's your pipeline? What's your number of deals, open and closed? Likewise for marketing. What happened to the event which we went yesterday? How many leads did you get? How many is converted? How many is in the pipeline? Likewise, you can dig more by using Zoho Analytics. So, okay, we came to an event where Prem told everything can run on a platform, but what's the alternative? I think most of you will have an answer to that. You have to go with a multi-vendor solution. You have to choose sales with a different software, marketing with a different software. You might have, or you would be doing the same thing right now, wherein your office will look like this. I mean, not exactly your office, but your backend operations will look like this, wherein you will have multiple products using multiple solutions, and it'll be like totally chaotic. Where with Zoho One, if you see this and this, it's almost similar. But using all the applications in Zoho, you can see how neat it is. It's entirely organized. So you can see sales, marketing, HR, everyone talks to each other. The more you make or the more effective the communication is, the more effective the business is. So this is solutions for your business, front office and back office, everything working together, collaborative, connected, and marketing. So one account, one invoice. You think have you thought about dealing multiple accounts, multiple invoices? You would have had one CRM with other vendor or marketing with other vendor. So you would be dealing with multiple invoices, multiple accounts. But with Zoho One, everything is one. And no multiple contracts, no renewal cycles, no decal on time pricing. This is the pricing. If you want to discuss more, we have Vincent. He's our pricing guru, wherein he can give more details about pricing. Finally, we leave it to you whether if you still want to use point products or multiple vendors, and instead of focusing your business, you can just keep on doing multiple integrations and do your plumbing work. Thank you. No? Can I take questions?
Hi, thank you so much for the presentation. I need to ask you a question. For having Zoho Desk, how do you manage to compete with other CX products like Zendesk or Freshdesk or all these things? What would make a customer go and purchase Zoho Desk other than all other products that are already existing and managing the CX part? Thank you.
Wonderful. So I would ask another question to you. If you use Freshdesk, what are the other softwares you use for sales and marketing? You use same fresh softwares or other vendors?
No, other vendors.
Okay, that answers the question. So
Yeah,
if you use Zoho Desk, that can integrate with multiple Zoho softwares,
yeah,
which makes your business decisions very easier. So let's say you have a ticket which is opened in Freshdesk, for example, yeah,
yeah,
and let's say you use Zoho CRM. What happens? So you open Zoho CRM, you have to see who's the customer, what happened to him, and then you have to log into Freshdesk to see what is the number of or how many tickets they have raised.
yeah.
And also we have multiple other ups and downs which we can talk about it.
Yeah, okay. Last question, if you will allow me to this. So the main strength point for the product or the tool that selling this as one package for the customer, what if one customer is willing to purchase only one product on Zoho other than the other? So
Sorry, can you talk a bit louder?
can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So is the only strength point that we can highlight to customers on this point is that we need to purchase the Zoho product as a full package, not a standalone product. So do you see this the main strength point or the only one?
Actually, it depends totally. So let's say you use multiple products, and if you go beyond 5+ Zoho products, we have business analysts to understand your business to see what exactly you wanted. And we can talk on a business consultation. We can understand your business more. But on most or most cases, if you use 5+ products, it makes sense to go with Zoho One rather than going with multiple other products. It makes business decisions very easier.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Being one user of Zoho Books already and having many third-party applications for several departments, I would like to ask how easy is the procedure of shifting from the current applications to yours in terms of time, cost, and whether you provide training for such new apps.
Of course. So if you're using other products, then we also have import option to move to this product, to move to Zoho. So you can export and import by bulk or however you want to do it. And if you want to work on the integrations, if you want to build a workflow,
Any other questions, guys?
Okay. I'm asking if you offer like a training how to select some application to fit my business and how to make the integration between them to make the data transferable between them. I'm asking about the training. If you offer the training, if I need a specific applications from Zoho One to make this journey of my customer, do you offer this training?
yes, of course. So we also provide online training if you want to remote, or if you have an in-person training, we have local partners over here. And also since we have an office, we are going to conduct a series of workshops on how to improvise the usage of Zoho applications in your office. So you can subscribe to that and you can learn more about it.
Thank you, guys. We are going to have more sessions on specific products where you will get to know all the integrations of different products at different times. So let us stick to the agenda and move to the next session. And we can take the questions offline. All our experts will be out there to help you in any way possible. So feel free to reach out to us. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prem. It was really insightful to see the entire business cycle, right from buying a domain to interacting with your customers, and how Zoho One comes into play in each of these business operations. And I'm sure all of you had a lot to take away from the session. So we will move on to our next session, which is on Zoho Creator. And to present on the session, we have Ramya here, who is the account manager for the MEA region. So Ramya started out as a developer. She has amazing technical skills, and she has a flair for analysis and for problem solving, which makes her a famous person among our enterprise customers, especially. So outside of work, she's very talkative. She's the most lively person in a conversation. And she's also a dancer. She dances an Indian classical dance form called Bharatanatyam. So she's creative, she's artistic. So who better to represent Zoho Creator with endless possibilities than Ramya herself? So over to her now.
Thank you, Pauline. Hello, everybody. So, yeah, as Pauline mentioned, I am quite talkative. So, I'm going to take you through Creator, one of our custom building app solution, right? So, today we are going to talk about automating our business process using Zoho Creator. So, let's talk about business first. So, each business, right, it is unique. So let's say, for example, you have like, you can take two similar businesses and you are competing with each other. You have the same market share. You have the same target audience. Your products or your services, everything is the same, right? But still, you'll have your own processes inside your organization. Let's say, for example, your process would be very unique to from your competitor itself. You will have your internal requirements, right? So what do you actually need for those internal requirements? I know, so Zoho, we ourselves have like 50 plus applications, correct? And we cater to almost all the business requirements. But just in case you have something else, something very unique to your business alone, so what can you do to make it more productive? So that is when Creator comes into picture, because we know that one size doesn't fit all. So not everybody can go with one solution. So everybody would need different solutions. And so what we need, what you actually as businesses need, is not an out of the box solution, but something outside the box, something which keeps you unique, right? So what you have to actually do for that is, so I'll tell you an example, okay? So there are two types of software implementations. One thing is you bring in a software and you customize your process to fit into that software. Another type of business is, no, I want a software which can actually fit into right into my business process, so that my employees are happy, everybody is happy, and my process is not interrupted. So that is what businesses actually need. So yeah, okay, let's talk about creating those applications. That's not very easy, right? So we can talk all about it. We can talk about our process. We can talk about the software separately. But mingling this or creating an application is not quite easy. So why? Why is it not easy? The first point being time. So that's something we all don't have, right? Time is something, it's a fast world. We don't have time to develop an application. So development would require months, and depending on the complexity of your application, it might take years also to develop an application, because it involves development, then it goes to testing, then it goes to deployment, and before that, the first step itself, the planning phase itself, can take you months. So time is one of the most important factors. The next factor, yeah, budget, because both are directly proportional. If you don't, if you're spending a year or two on the business development, or sorry, the application development, it's going to put a big hole in your pocket. So your organization would have to plan it beforehand. For the next 2 to 3 years, you have to allocate a separate budget for this. That is one another factor. The next one, yeah. So I think Egypt doesn't have a problem with this, but still, technical knowledge. You have to know your, what you have to do, and you have to know where to build it, which technology to use. So technology itself has like front-end technology, back-end technology, where your server has to be, where you're going to store your data. So things like that, and how you're going to build it, right? Which would suit your process, which technology would suit your process. These things are also required. The next one being cross-platform complexities. Yes. So nowadays, when you build an application, you don't just build a web application. You build an application for the mobile as well, because people just want to go roam around and just have that application in your hand, right? You don't have even time to open your laptop. You have to have a mobile compatible application. So what happens is, you build, let's go to the native application building, right? You start with the web app, you spend months or years building the web application, and you go to the mobile app. You take double the time to build the mobile application. And in mobile also, you have to think of Android plus iOS. So just multiply the application development time by thrice. That is the exact time you would need to develop a native application. The last one, maintenance, right? So, okay, you took a decision that I'm going to build a native application. So I'm starting with from the scratch. I'm using this technology. I started developing. I finished developing somehow. But you have to maintain the application. So the server maintenance, the people. So you need developers to maintain your application, because your business process keeps changing. And you have to change the application accordingly. And you need developers for that. And the data storage. So you have to think of the data center where you're going to store. Okay, if you're going to have an on-premise system, you have to think about that, the maintenance of that. These are the things you have to consider. So I think these are the reasons why people actually said no. Many people, even if you had a requirement for an application, you would have thought, no, I'll still work with Sheets. This is much easier for me, right? So how you can solve this problem, how you can move away from Sheets or your legacy systems to a new one. an improvised application. So how can you solve this problem? What do you actually need? So this is where Zoho Creator comes to your rescue. So it is a platform where you can actually build web and mobile applications, and you can store your data. So you don't have to worry about your data. You can store it in the cloud. So that's what I said. Now, Zoho Creator, it's not just an application builder. So it is a low code or no code application builder. So how many of you here are developers? Developers. Good. I see like very few people. Okay. So rest of you, you don't have to worry because you also can build an application using Zoho Creator. I'll tell you how. So we took a survey. Internally as a company, we took a survey among our customers on how many people, how many developers are using Zoho Creator, how many non-developers are using Zoho Creator. And we understood that about 70% of our customers are not developers. So they were just beginning, they started development using Zoho Creator. So even you can build an application today. Now that is how Zoho Creator is designed. So this is some of the stats I have. So Zoho Creator, this is not for the entire Zoho, this is for Zoho Creator. We are in, more than 180 countries with 14,000 and more customers, with more than 7 million applications built so far, and we are still counting. And these are some of our key clients. So if I have to take an example, I can take Tesla. So Tesla, you all know, right, Tesla. So Tesla runs their entire procurement module in Zoho Creator. And if that's not enough, we have Gartner. Gartner is a very famous research analyst company, and they have placed Zoho Creator as a visionary in the Magic Quadrant for low-code platforms, right? So that's a big thing. So low-code is the way to go from here. Now, okay, I don't know how many of you know this, or I think Ali mentioned that Zoho runs on Zoho. So our office, our entire organization with around 10,000 plus employees, with so many customers, our data center, everything runs on Zoho. So 25 of our mission critical apps are built in Zoho Creator, which includes our data center planning. So any product company, data center planning is a huge thing. And we have designed our data center planning software in Zoho Creator. And the next one is 24,000 custom apps. So this is, again, internally, we have built around 24,000 custom applications, which includes one-time use applications as well. So this is the great question, right? Why? Why should you use Creator? So I told you so many complexities. That would have answered the question. But still, the first point being your data, right? When you go with a cloud solution, this is always your concern. What happens to my data? I don't own my data. What can I do if somebody steals my data? No, we can assure you this because we have so many certifications. So we have BSI certifications for privacy, for security, and we are GDPR compliant. We are SOC 2 Type 2 compliant, CCPA compliance. We also have HIPAA compliance, which was launched. And for South Africa, we have the POPI compliance. So whenever something comes up, we immediately take care of it. Also, our data centers, right? So we don't have any third-party companies managing our data centers. We manage it ourselves. So your data is safe with us. Okay, the next thing is you can automate a lot of manual efforts using Creator. I'll tell you an example. So when I joined in my first company, right, my mentor told me one thing which I followed every time. So till now, I've been following that, which is, if you have to do anything manually twice, think of a way on how you can automate it. You know where it took me? I'll tell you a quick example, which happened today. So how many of you, I know many people saw me ringing the bell, right, today? So I used an app to ring the bell. And how many of you were surprised by it? Be frank, okay? I want an honest answer. How many of you were surprised? Please. Nobody was surprised? Many people smiled at me. Yeah, of course. So it's a small thing, right? A bell in a phone. So why did I use it? So I don't have to search for a physical bell. Every time I don't have to carry it. I don't have to store it for the next event. So these are the small things, right? It's a small effort. I just downloaded the application and rang the bell, and it worked. Now, if you want a more creator example, I'll tell you. This is what I have done myself. So every day when I came to office, I had to open an application to see the report. So it took me 5 minutes, come to office, after that log into that application, open the report page and see the report. Now it's 5 minutes, right? It's not a big deal, 5 minutes. But just imagine every day I'm doing this. So I'm losing 5 minutes of my time every day, which means in a week I'm losing 25 minutes for this. What I did was I took 5 minutes. I actually set up a workflow in Creator, which actually sends that report every day to my inbox. Okay, this took actually 5 minutes for me. And this is something you do, right? Every day you come to office, you open your inbox. And when I open my inbox every day morning, I have that report already ready for me there. So imagine how much time I saved. Okay, in a day, I would have saved 5 minutes, but in a year, I would have saved much more time, right? I'm still saving time now because I designed that. The next one, we seamlessly integrate. So Creator has over 300 integrations readily available. And if you have an application, or if you have an inbuilt application and you want to define a custom process in Creator, and if you want to integrate, it's quite easy. So we have connections for it, or you can use APIs, and we use a language or a scripting language called Deluge, which is quite easy for anybody to grasp. And with that, you can seamlessly integrate all your other solutions with Creator. The next thing, the important thing for any business. So this is something I learned when I started my career. So it's not important how much you work. It's actually important you showcase your work, right? So you want the numbers, you want the data to show your work to your employer or to your CEO, right? So it is very easily possible using Creator. It's just drag and drop and configurations, and your reports are ready. Now I'll do one thing. I'll just go through Creator, just the features of Creator. So Creator has majorly 5 components. The first one is the form creator. Then we have the page creator, report, workflow, and mobile app creator. So we'll go through one by one. First one being form creator. Form is nothing but where you input your data. So you have fields and everything. So you can just input your data. That is forms. So we have forms which are optimized for web, phones, and tablets. And we also have many advanced fields in our forms. I'll be taking you through that. So there's no coding required for this. You can just drag and drop and it's done for